What's up, people? I'm Tamara, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe because if you don't, you may never find my YouTube channel again because it's hard to find. So you guys are like me. We like understanding ourselves. We like understanding other people. We like figuring out human nature. We like knowing how to survive different dysfunctions and just becoming better people in general. So I really thank you for connecting with me. Today, this video is geared towards codependence. So if you want to understand a little bit more about codependence, then this video's for you because they are the sacrificial lambs, and that's what we're going to focus on. Codependents can also have a ton of personality, by the way. They can be above average in many different ways because they're used to multitasking and overexerting and over pleasing and functioning at different multiple levels simultaneously. So they can be really creative, hard working people. So they're probably great people to hire in the workplace, and they can even make exceptional mates. What are codependents willing to sacrifice and give away? The self. They are systematically trained to do so. They have been groomed to sacrifice their very being, their essence, what matters most to them, their own sanity and well-being for the sake of others. If anyone is good at being selfless, it is the codependent. They put their own wishes and needs aside for abusive, manipulative, needy, self-seeking people. They were trained by alcoholics or drug-abusing parents, abusive bosses, parents with personality disorders, and they tuck away the self as a means of survival. If you grow up with someone whose psychological skeletal makeup demands your attention at all times, who needs immediate gratification and has very little impulse control, a parent with arrested development, meaning that their development was stunted because they didn't bond properly with a parental figure, well, their offspring is going to pay for it. The codependent may have had enough good parenting to keep them from developing a personality disorder, but they are not equipped with the same level of defenses as someone with a personality disorder. So they suffer in a different way. They learn that in order to survive, you gotta put your own needs aside or else suffer psychological torment from someone who demands, commands, and tantrums that they will have their way or else. They may fight with their caregivers. The codependent might fight with their caregivers, but they are often enmeshed and they may not live a fully developed adult life because the adult parent needs them. In fact, I know somebody like that. I know there are a lot of people like that, but I know of someone who's pretty much sacrificed their own personal life, marriage, children, that has been put aside to always be with the narcissistic parent who needs them. And they have sacrificed their own life so that their siblings can go on and have their own personal lives. And it's really sad. And they seem, mother and daughter seem like the best of friends, but there's some toxicity and enmeshment going on. So they can go on to be fodder for less well-developed friends and colleagues who take full advantage of their often empathetic makeup. Codependents struggle to say no. They are riddled with unnecessary guilt and give in because they often feel overwhelmed by too many demands. They just want to keep the abusive, manipulative people at bay, shut down the arguments, quiet the guilt and shame bestowed upon them. To give up the self is a confusing way for the codependent to live because you feel like a bad, horrible person for simply setting boundaries and paying attention to your own basic needs and necessary fulfillment of desires. They are used to getting less attention than their drug-addicted sibling who got all the attention. So you ask the codependent, what do you need? What do you want? In fact, I heard a radio call like this where the sibling, the person was calling in because they were tired of their sibling taking advantage of their mother and they just wanted their mother to be happy. But when they were asked, what do you need? They couldn't tell you, what do you need from your mother? What is it that you're missing? And she couldn't answer that because she's so busy trying to figure out, how can I get my mother to be happy so that I can finally be happy? That's the track also of a codependent. They often can't tell you or articulate what it is that they need, feelings or needs wise. They may even struggle with describing who they are in their personality type. They wear themselves out, staying far too long in abusive situations and justify why they remain there. Even an abusive workplace situation where they have the option to leave and find another job, these are the folks that will stay much longer than the average person with all kinds of excuses for staying and helping and enabling crazy people with tainted justification and belief systems instead of saying, I do not like this. I am not happy. I deserve happiness and peace and safety. They do not know where they end and another person begins. They will complain endlessly about how badly they're being mistreated, but there is a subconscious belief that they deserve to be abused and trampled upon and used and taken advantage of. They can make ideal mates because they have been groomed to tolerate toxic behavior, but to also be outrageously selfless, giving, and positive, and dishonest with the core of what they like to overly please the other. We often look at people with personality disorders like narcissists and borderlines and histrionics and antisocials, and we say they have a lot of work to do. I think codependents also have a ton of work to do. They have enormous healing to do. Their bodies need them to heal mentally so that they can feel better and not be carrying this heavy load on their back at all times. A lot of times they're not self-aware. They're in denial about the parent or the coworker or whomever that's abusing them. Oh, it'll just be the same if I go somewhere else. And that could be true because they're still going to carry that selfless, codependent nature with them like a turtle shell on their back everywhere that they go. And then they connect with the same type of people who take advantage and just treat them very poorly. What's also interesting is, you might be thinking codependents are so sweet. Oh my gosh, they're so nice. They can also be cranky and grouchy and mean. And not mean in the sense that they don't have a conscience or that they struggle with having empathy or anything like that. Not that. It's a crankiness, grumpiness, a meanness that comes from being overloaded all the time. So they could also snap at loved ones or be difficult with the people that they're closest to because they feel exhausted and cranky and overwhelmed all the time. So this is a key to unlock. If you're feeling that way, you could be codependent. So definitely check out my books. They will help you with your romantic life, with your work life, with understanding narcissists better. I'll put the link in the description box, and you can check those out. I think you will find them extremely helpful. Make sure you subscribe, share this video with people who you think will like it. And I will see you smart, wonderful, amazing people on the next video. Bye.